to another episode of Pain for Purpose. I'm your host, Jesse Thompson. Grateful to be back, thankful to be back on another beautiful morning here in Eva Beach, Hawaii. How's everybody doing today? How's your week going? Checking in with yourself. Are you doing any journaling? Any reflection? You're looking at things in a different perspective, a different light? Going deeper in your meditations? Where are you at in life? You struggling? You flourishing? Like I said, are you taking the time to be present? Because that's what life's about, is stopping, smelling the roses. Which is funny that I just said that. It's because as I opened up my laptop, there was a plumeria flower stuck in between our laptop. It came off easy, but they're blooming again right now. They're absolutely beautiful, and my wife and I, we pick them and we give them to the kids, and so yeah, you just gotta stop and smell the roses, stop and smell the flowers, embrace the beauty that is all around us, because it's everywhere. No matter where you look, there's beauty to be had. And I just want to share something today, a little acronym that I use, that I've come up with. Came up with it about a month ago now. You know, I've been on a personal development journey now, self-growth, spiritual journey here for a couple of years, and the first year or two, right, it was just a lot of learning, a lot of absorbing, just kind of a lot of navigating. Where does it go? What does it mean? What fuels me? What inspires me? What fills my soul? What fills my cup? And I've gone deeper, even more, starting to find out who I really am, really having some self-love for myself, looking internally for internal motivators, and just being appreciative and grateful for what I have and what we have coming, and just being aware of it all, right? Like I'm on a deeper level in these last couple months, 6 months, ever since really moving to Hawaii. Yeah, we came out here to Hawaii to explore who we are, right? To go deeper as a couple, as a married couple, to go deeper as individuals, to find out who we are, what makes us tick. And man, are we going deeper. And it's great and it's amazing, and there's just a lot of awareness, a lot of clarity about who I am and what brings me joy. And one of the things is obviously just picking up this microphone and talking, and just being true to yourself in all situations. And I found myself over the last month or two now really being honest with myself. And in those moments when I used to have uncertainty, when I used to have fear, when I used to have doubt, man, it's a night and day difference. I'm confident. I'm myself. I trust myself. I love myself. And I'm able to look across that table or across the hallway or whoever I'm speaking with, and I look at them in a different perspective. I look at them as a human, as a soul, as what are they yearning for? Do they have troubles? Is life great? Like, I'm just fascinated, and I love to observe, just looking around, seeing what's there, what's in, what's out. Man, life's good. But anyways, back to this acronym that I developed, like I said, about a month ago now. It embodies everything that brings me clarity. It embodies everything that grounds me, puts me in the present, and just makes me aware of everything that is going around me. And it's called G.R.I.P. G.R.I.P. Grip. I always tell myself, get a grip on life. What's your grip on life? So for me, I have it set as an hourly reminder during the weekday. I think I even have it on the weekends. I can't remember, but I'll have to check on that. But during the weekday, starting at 8 a.m., my watch, and it's on my phone, but obviously they're synced, and it goes off, and it just says GRIP, G-R-I-P. And wherever I'm at, obviously if I'm in a meeting or having an important conversation, I don't get the notification. But if I'm just walking around, or if I'm doing some computer work, or, just observing anything else, it makes me stop. So, GRIP. The G is for gratitude. There's so much in this world, so much in our lives to be grateful for. And when you stop and you think about it, and you just maybe even look in your surroundings, right? Where am I right now that I'm grateful for? Right now, I'm grateful for this microphone. I'm grateful for the capability to speak, to talk, to share my thoughts, right? I'm grateful for, being in Hawaii where there's sunshine. I'm grateful just to be present, to be here, right? So when you stop and you can't help but smile, right? I'm smiling just saying what I'm grateful for. I have grateful journals. I put them in my phone. I have some things on my office wall in the house, right? So I surround myself with gratitude, having that attitude of gratitude, right? Just being grateful for what we have been giving. For me, another thing that I do for gratitude is every morning I wake up. A couple mentors have talked about this, and a lot of people do throughout the world. But when you wake up, you know, are you saying thank you? Are you acknowledging that you get another day of life? Are you acknowledging that you had a good sleep? Are you present in that moment? So for me, I sit up at 4 a.m., 4:10 sometimes, and I put my feet on the ground, close my eyes, take a couple deep breaths, and I just say thank you. Thank you for another day. Thank you for another opportunity. Thank you for just giving me life. And that just starts my day right away on a great note, just being grateful. And then on the days that I walk to the gym, I'm surrounded by gratitude. I look up at the stars, the sky, the moon, whatever it may be. There's always something to be grateful for. For G is for grateful. R is for reflection. So are you taking the time to reflect on your life? On the day, on a conversation, on an argument, on your workout, right? On the book that you're reading. Are you taking time to reflect within those moments? Because that's when you're going to be able to learn, right? That's when you're going to be able to adapt and plug in what you've learned, or learn from your failures, or learn from your hiccups, or learn from successful moments too, right? And you can grow and be better. So are you taking the time to reflect? For me, that's what meditation is, as I spend some time in the mornings journaling and meditating, right? And so that's a dedicated moment. And then throughout the day, what I've started practicing in the last couple of months is being more reflective during the day, right? To stop and just take a minute and to reflect on a conversation, or to reflect maybe on I'm having some challenges with some vendors, or whatever it is, to just reflect and to be aware of that. So R is for reflection. I is for intentions. What's your intention, right? I'm a big believer lately is being more intentional about anything that you're doing, right? One of the things, my wife and I wanted to do when we came out to Hawaii was to be more intentional about parenting, to be more intentional about our marriage, right? To go deeper spiritually with each other, emotionally. And that's what we've done. So setting your intentions for any task. Brendan Bouchard talks about this. He's one of the guys I listen to, I follow along. He mentioned before he goes into any new room, any new activity, he takes a minute, he pauses, he reflects, and then he sets his intentions, right? Like, what's my intention for this meeting? What's my intention, to go into this seminar, or whatever it may be in your life? And I've taken that for me, and I do that every day now. When I go into work, I set my intentions before I walk into the building. Who do I want to be that day? What type of leader, what type of example, what type of motivator do I want to be in that moment for that day? Is there any challenges? Is there any upcoming projects that I need to be more intentional about? Is there a hiring candidate that I really need to be intentional about, right? So I'm setting my intentions. And then on the way home, I'm the same thing. I'm decompressing. I'm reflecting on the day, on my work day, and then I let it go. And then I reset my intentions to be present when I'm at home as a father and as a husband. And I'm not perfect with that, man. That's challenging because sometimes I can bring work home and it lingers. But it's the idea of when I take that minute before I walk into the door and I'm sitting in my car and it's quiet and I'm just setting my intentions. Who do I want to be as a father when I walk in there? I want to engage with my kids. I want to start a conversation. I want the phone to be put down. I want to look into their eyes. I want to feel their energy, right? As a husband, I want to hear how my wife's day was. I want to give her a meaningful hug, a kiss, being present, being intentional about my actions. And like I said, it's not easy because you get inside and there's 3 kids in the chaos and they're running around wild, but it's still just resetting, and it's had a change in effect. It's had a great positive impact on my life, just being intentional about anything that I'm doing. And then P is for perspective. Perspective is another game changer for me lately. It's just, it's looking at things from a different angle, right? Looking at things from a new perspective, a new light. If you've been looking at it from the left, look at it from the right, right? What viewpoint are you missing? Or if I've always looked at it from my way, looking at somebody from across the table, what's their challenges or what's their perspective on what we're trying to accomplish, right? And so just looking at things in a new light. One of my favorite quotes that I came across a few months back now from Wayne Dyer. It's just a fantastic quote. And he says, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Let me repeat that. When we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. Man, that's perspective, right? That is a very well thought out phrase for perspective. It's when you've been looking at something for so long, for me, if I've been looking at my pain, right, my physical, my emotional, my mental, my spiritual, whatever it is, my shortcomings, quote unquote, right, my inefficiencies, whatever it is, my self-doubt, right, I've only looked at it from a certain viewpoint essentially my whole adult life, right? Like I was never aware. And now as I'm growing, as I'm challenging, as I'm learning, I'm looking at it from a different perspective and going, man, there's a lot to be had from there, right? There's a lot to learn, a lot to grow, a lot to teach, a lot to just flip the script and make it better, right? So perspective, it's just so important to have a different mindset, to be open and willing to look at it from a new perspective, right? Because there's so much beauty in this world. And if you're just hung up on your challenges, your struggles, your pains, without really taking the time to reflect and to have a new perspective on it, then you're never going to change. And you're just going to be in the same never-ending cycle, right? And we don't want to be in cycles. We want to be in growth cycles. We want to be in areas where we're always improving, right? It doesn't have to be, exponential growth day after day, but as long as you're doing a little bit each day, right? A little better than today than you were yesterday. That's what perspective is. It's that you're taking the time to reflect, to set your intentions, to be grateful, and to have a different perspective, because that's where the opportunities are, and that's where you get to meet new people, new experiences, right? Having a perspective. Okay, how is that person looking at life, right? How can I help them out? How can I serve them? How can I support them? What's their challenge? And maybe I need to share my perspective, right? Everybody in this world has a different perspective, and that's what the beauty is. So for me, like I said, grip. I always say to myself, get a grip on life. So I need to check in. So anytime that comes across my watch and I see G.R.I.P, it's very rare if I do all 4 of them, right? If I think of a gratitude, reflection, intentions, and perspective all at once. But I usually pick a letter. Anytime I look at my watch, there's always a letter that sticks out to me. And I'll ponder on that. I'll be intentional about that letter, whatever it might be. Because there's just so much beauty. And when you take the time to grip yourself, right? When you take the time to grip life, to show some gratitude, to have some reflection, to set your intentions, and to have a new perspective, that's when you're able to improve yourself and improve your life. Until next time.